Hello and welcome to another episode of Micks, Mowers, and today's episode we're going to be taking a little look at the Kawasaki hedge trimmer I picked up. It's been raining here for about 2 weeks solid. Every single hour it rains for like 20 minutes. It's absolutely crazy. I managed to cut my own grass yesterday, but I had to do it in the wet, which I don't like doing because it churns the lawn up, but the grass needs to be cut. It's just getting way too long. I've also done a little video on the shed as well. Unfortunately, when I moved my tripod, I inherited some kind of audio disruption noise, and it goes through the entire video and you can't hear what I'm saying or anything like that, so I shan't be releasing that video, but we'll have a quick wander down to the new shed just to show you what flooring I've done. That's about as far as I've got with it so far, but it's just been so wet, it's just been crazy. So nothing's selling at the moment because obviously of the weather, and it is just starting to go on towards the off season for me now, so I'll be very lucky to sell any bits of equipment at all, but we'll see how we get on. So without further ado, let's get down and dirty, let's check out the new shed, and we'll also have a quick look at this Kawasaki hedge trimmer. Right, we'll go for a little wander first. It has stopped raining, but the ground is just so wet and boggy. Really horrible. So a quick little wander down here. The tree's gone. I've had to cut back some of my silver birch. That's from over that one. It's just starting to die off. So I've got to hack that back as well this year. I've got a fence to repair as well. So in the old shed, I have just managed to put up some temporary lighting as well in here. It's only temporary until I get the electric sorted out. But I've put on top of the floor 18mm ply going on top, and that's all been treated, and it's stiffened it up no end, so the floor is now nice and steady. It doesn't flex at all, and I had some spare offcuts just here along the side which I was able to fit in. I didn't actually have to cut those. That come off of the mother-in-law's roof, funnily enough. So the floor's now been treated as well with Micks Mowers special creosote mixture. So that's been done. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ply board these two sides out. Once they're done, I can then get on and put the workbench in and figure that out. I might just ply board this one panel as well for now, just so I can get set up in here. I've got some lighting which Roy gave me as well, so I'll probably bring some down, and I'll have 4 lights going all the way across to light the whole shed up, so that'll be nice and bright in here. So that's what I've been doing. Not a great deal, I must admit, but it is the off season, so money's a bit scarce at the moment. All the mowers have stopped selling, and all people are just offering really stupid prices, so it's not worth doing. I'd much rather just winterise them and go from there. So yeah, all complete boarding done. It's all been siliconed in the joints underneath. So here's a Kawasaki. All I've done is just put some fuel in. I haven't done anything else to it at all, haven't primed it or anything. There's a partner, and as I say, that one, it's just pumping fuel out this carburetor hole all the time. It's actually got rid of about a quarter of a tank of fuel overnight. I've had to loosen the cap off so it stops doing it. But that carburetor for that, I think I can get one in the States for about $42 to $48 plus shipping. It just outweighs the cost of it, so I need to figure something else with it. The choke button's on the top, so I can't manually choke it anywhere else, which is going to be the issue. I can't just put another carb on it because I can't choke it. So if anyone knows where I can get a carburetor for the partner HG65, give me a shout. I'm gonna go from there. It's got a little tiny red push choke on the top. It's also the same family as a Husqvarna and McCulloch 2007. As I say, just it's not worth doing, but the blades are really good. I reckon it would cut absolutely fantastic, but until I can get it running right, it won't be doing anything. So here's a Kawasaki. This is a, what model is it? Kawasaki TH23. Don't know quite what year it is. I'm not seeing a engine components to complies to US regulations. Hasn't got a date on it I can see off the top of my head. So we'll give it a little prime. It's full of gunk over this side, absolutely just full of gunk. So we'll give it a prime. It is priming. Choke it over this side. Turn that on. And see what happens. So it fired straight up, which is great, but it's not a well puppy. It's got a rattling noise from the gears. The gears sound really rattling, and it is terribly smoky. It's not running right, it's not picking up as far as it should do. So the first place I'm going to go to will be the muffler. See if it's got an arrestor on it, to see if I can clean the arrestor out. And then also I want to try and give it a tune as well. But fire straight up, that's cool. I wasn't expecting that. Cool. In there. It's very, very smoky, and it's not my fuel. I know it's not. What else we got here? That can give all its secrets up. Take that off. Take all that off. Something just come out then. Something just dropped out. I just see it. I might be able to watch this. Just dropped out of there. Something dropped out. I heard it. Oh, might be in that there. An acorn, possibly. A bit of a twig in there as well. So it's got a little tiny cover here. So I'll have that off, he says, if they come undone. Under my sink cracked a leak. I had to replumb all that. And I've just done all the outside waterworks to where my bath comes out. I did my mother-in-law's roof. I'm hoping that will all come off of there. It's just so oily. It goes. There's a little metal gauze there which I'm going to clean up. It's not excessively dirty. Get my socket set in. And I want to remove the muffler because it just looks absolutely kegged up with stuff in there. It's going to be something like an 8mm. That'll do. If they come off. I very much doubt they're going to want to. I don't want to use an impact on it because they tend to snap. It may have other problems, this machine. It's just so black with oil and what have you. So what I'm going to do with that, I'm going to pour some petrol in there and just give that a set fire to, and just try and clean it out. So I'll do that now. Pour some petrol in and set fire to the muffler. That'll burn all the carbon off that's inside there. As you can see, that's now burning off quite nicely. That'll be red hot now. I'll probably give it 2 or 3 burns just to make sure it's well burnt off. Go very careful. And all the black that's being burnt off of there, that's all the carbon, all the excess oil, all that sort of good yummy stuff. So just go very, very careful with that. Just keep tipping it up, burning it all off. That's all the oil coming out of there. So I'll let that burn off, and once it's done its thing, I'll come back. Right, just want to give that a chance just to cool off before I even attempt to pick it up. Let's take this off, see what's in here. Oh, got some bits in there. And the air filter is absolutely reeking of stale fuel, absolutely reeking of it. So I'll give it a clean with some petrol, just some clean petrol, and blow it off with an air compressor. Now I'm not seeing anywhere on here a little bit of a leak, possibly here. I'll have to check that. Let me give it a bit of a clean off and an air compress just here. Right, I've just soaked the filter in petrol, and as you can see, it's come out so much cleaner. It's absolutely full of oil, full of it. So I let that just evaporate off. And I've got the little spark plug arrestor gauze here. It's not actually an arrestor, it's just a gauze. It's not dirty, to be fair. It's relatively clean. I could set fire to that as well. In fact, I may do, because it has just popped out. To be fair, it's not excessively dirty, so I probably won't. So just give that a good clean. Get rid of some of this excess carbon that's on here. Just helps the machine breathe. And it may not look like the holes are blocked, but they actually are to a degree. As soon as that can't breathe, it will bog the machine down. So just getting rid of most of it, and I can see pretty much daylight through it. There is a few spots on it where I need to tidy up. So I'll give it a good clean, and I'll come back once that's done. Okay, that's the metal gauze now all clean and done. You can see daylight all the way through it, which is cool. That can now just be put back onto its little tiny home just there. And when it's all pressed back together, that'll stay put. I'll give that a bit of a clean in the old petrol as well, just to try and clear some of that up, but that's not essential. I'll go get the muffler in now. That should be cooled down by now, and then we can start to put this back together. I'm not convinced that's actually leaking, that fuel pipe underneath. I think there's just so much oil and fuel in here. It was causing a bit of an issue. I'm certain that's good fuel, because I mixed it up. So yeah, it's good fuel. Let's make sure that's returning. Yeah, that's returning lovely. And let's have a quick look to see what the filter's doing. inside. Yeah, it's got a filter on. Well, this fuel pipe is not actually that good. Yeah, look, that fuel pipe's had it. It was starting to buckle on me, so that might be the reason why it's mucking about. So I'm gonna pull that back through. The fuel pipe is really pliable, no strength behind it at all. So I'm gonna take that off, put a new bit of pipe in there, just to ensure it's doing its job. And that should be relatively easy to get to without taking everything else apart. If I just make a small cut along that pipe without cutting the other one. And there it comes. So let me get my fuel pipe down. We'll cut a new piece of fuel pipe and put that in place. Well, that was tricky, but I had to put it in the vise in the end. I got it though. It did not want to go on there at all, so I just want to put a bit more on. That should do it. I think. So that's now on. I've now got to try and feed the pipe through reverse now, which isn't going to be no simple thing in itself. I don't know why it didn't quite want to go in there, but it's in there now. So this is going to be quite tricky, but hopefully I should be able to navigate it back into the hole. So you have to give me a few minutes just to sort this out. All that wind's getting up. There it is. That's how you do one in reverse. A little tiny ring, and I'm going to put that on there, which I think is over by my vise. I think it's not here. So yeah, we're going to grab that quick. Right, that's that all now on. It took a little while. Just trying to manipulate the pipes around so that they're all doing what they should be doing. I don't want it too high. Like just about halfway down, but as long as it reaches the far end of a tank is where I want it. That can now go down onto there, so that wants to be cut about there, give or take. And with my forceps, that one should go on there with relative ease, he says, as I've just been spending the past 25 minutes fighting with this one. Come on, baby. There it goes. Give them a slightly bigger snips in there. Some metal filings on there. Push that all the way on. There, that's it. Let's suck some fuel through. There goes the old fuel. Oh, that's priming better. Good return. No leaks. Good. So it might be why it wasn't revving as high as it should be. That old fuel filter was US. It did have it. Nice and clean on the inside, and dirty as anything on the outside. and that's not how it should be. So that's that. I can put the air filter back on now, which no longer smells of fuel. That's now nice and clean. And the air box. So happy with that. The carb may have to come off yet if it won't run to its maximum. Right, let's get the muffler back in place. 2 ticks. Right, muffler gonna back in place. Just gonna go that way around. I've got a heat shield to put on as well. 2 longish bolts. That's nice and cool now, that muffler. It's no longer full of oil, which is what it was. And make sure that's done up nice and tight. It's got to form a good seal. It's just like a car. If it doesn't, it'll make a right old racket. So that's that on. I can now put into place the cover and guard, and the arrest is going to go on the inside with these little tiny screws. I just offer it into position with the muffler in place. I might have to put a very, very small amount of grease or something just to hold it, just a smidge, just to hold it in place. Grease is over here. I'm talking, no, in fact what I've got on my fingers is absolutely way too much. Just want a smidge, just to hold it in place. That should be more than enough. Just so it holds it. Once I get the first couple in, it'll be all right. That won't move nowhere then. One more little screw, which I'm not seeing. Here's that's it. Cover. I did see a little washer drop off here somewhere. I don't know quite where that went. I'm guessing it went underneath here somewhere. Or on top. Possibly. slacken you off a touch, give it a bit more play. There it goes. Let's put you in at the same time. Okay, that was a bit fiddly pokery. But it's good that it fires straight up. Okay, that's that. Next thing, I want to take the plug out just to see what's going on with that. What have we got in there? NGK, by the looks of it. Yeah, that should go on there. Let's have a quick look at the old plug, see what the old plug's doing. Half of that wind. Yeah, plug's well dirty, so I'll give it a clean with the old drill. Bit of a carb cleaner on there and give it a bit of a spruce. And that's you get the old plug now clean right up. And go back into its little home. That can go onto there, it's nice and clean. And that little tiny grommet can go back into his home. Which is probably not going to be as easy as I first thought it was going to be. We've got Ethan coming back home tonight for a couple of nights, which should be good. I think we're on the Chinese tonight. Takeaway. I don't really want to damage that, that's it, that's going. I think. Yeah, that's going. Right. So that's all now done. Let me just tidy some tools up, put my fuel pipes away and what have you, and I'll come back. Right, let's see how we get on with this. So it started first pull last time, pretty much. I think it did anyway. It probably won't start at all now. Let's put it onto choke. Give it some primes. It's priming beautifully, I must admit. Give it some of that, turn that on. curious if there is actually an adjustment on here. There's something right up in there. What's that? Oh, it's blank. No, it's one of these carburetors with no adjustment on it whatsoever. Absolutely nothing. How are you supposed to fine tune that? Nothing on there at all. Well, it should be a high and low, so there's nothing I can do to improve the running of it at all. It's a bit daft. Might see a nice high and low jet on there, but there's nothing at all. So that's what it is. I can't improve it any more than what it is. It does want a little bit on the top end. I may try running some slightly leaner fuel through it. That may help to double check. I'm running 50 to 1 in here at the minute. It should be okay on 50 to 1. Should be fine. Do you know what? That's not running too bad at all. So that'll do. Quite happy with that. And there's that part. Look, I put that cap on by accident, just done it up tight. Look, and it's absolutely reeking out of here. Something wrong with that somewhere. But it needs a little red carburetor with a little red choke on the top. So, like I said in the video, if anyone knows where one is, give us a shout. Kawasaki HEDGE cutter now all up and running. New set of a new fuel line, new filter or donor filter, air filter cleaned out, muffler set fire to, spark plug grill cleaned up and what have you, and it runs better. It's not smoking like it was. It might want just some slightly leaner fuel put through it. I tend to run most of my stuff at 50 to 1 anyway, apart from my chainsaws. But it runs fine. I just tried cutting it on the HEDGE and it cuts fantastic actually, but I'm going to take the gearbox off, take the bottom plate off and take all the old grease out, new grease in, that sort of good stuff. So I'll get that done. So anyway, thank you very much for joining me in this episode of Micks Mowers. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you found it informative, all that sort of good stuff. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, it helps towards the growth of my channel. And if you're new to this channel, first time viewing, hit the old subscribe button and the bell notification, and that'll give you a little tiny reminder as to say when I release a new video. So thank you very much, and until next time, don't forget, take it easy.